You may be seated. Speakers, will you please come forward? Also, just a quick update. All of our students on this side, we will be exiting out that side and walking around today, okay? Just a reminder, so for junior marshals, we're exiting row by row, but we're going that way around. Thank you. Ezekiel Wilkins, you're up.
Welcome to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2021. We are so glad you all could make it today. I would like to thank all the people that helped me get through high school. My mom and dad, teachers, classmates, friends, and everyone else who helped me. I always remember cheering for the football team and basketball teams. I remember being in Miss Taylor's class with all my friends. I remember a great homecoming week. Thank you for supporting me and choosing me as Lord this year. I'm not going to miss math, but I will miss me, walking through the halls and giving high fives to everyone I know here at BHS. I know you're all going to do wonderful things in the future. I hope we see each other again. I really had a great time with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you to Dr. Von Fisher, the board, Superintendent Willard, and the class of 21. Most importantly, can we get a round of applause for our teachers, coaches, and support staff of the district? Without them, we literally wouldn't be here. We all entered high school as naive 14-year-olds, expecting the ludicrous fever dream that movies and TV shows called high school. Unfortunately, our life is not a movie, and instead, we got stuck opening our lockers. Instead of breaking into song like the High School Musical promised, we got addicted to our For You pages, where we watched people lip sync. As for the scary upperclassmen bullies, the only experience I've had is being one to my younger sister. But hidden away from the cameras and the spotlight of high school was the unglamorous but necessary grind. The hard work hidden behind the letters on our transcripts, the ACT scores, the state championships. Dozens, if not hundreds of hours of work masked by a couple characters. May 2013, in Andy Bernard's last episode of The Office, he said, quote, "I wish there was a way to remember that you're in the good old days before you've actually left them." 8 years later, I know we feel much the same. After March of last year, we were all saddened about the things we missed out on, the memories that could have been. Unknowingly, we had already experienced many lasts of our high school careers. Our last high school dance, our last day of school, our last tournament. As events became canceled or moved online, the results of our effort had disappeared. Nonetheless, our grit and tenacity were revealed as we triumphed through increasing rates of depression and anxiety, the worst economic conditions in decades, and all of the unknown individual struggles that each and every one of us experience. We finished the year on Zoom, watching or sleeping while teachers gave lectures to black walls. Despite not being able to stay awake through many of our online classes, I'd say we're a pretty strong class. From the day of our birth, we've been thrust into a post-9/11 world still reeling from the war on drugs and the shadows of the seemingly endless war on terror. The March for Science, the Women's Marches, the March of Our Lives, and the George Floyd protests have bookended every one of our high school years, each protest bigger than the last. Our families have dealt with 2 once-in-a-lifetime recessions and have been declared essential workers. We've seen the election of the first African-American president and the first woman vice president. We've experienced history, and now we get to shape it. Graduating as the class of 21, we finished. Not how we expected to finish, but we finished nonetheless. We reminisce over the good old days, the pre-COVID days. We remember not the monotonous work required of our transcripts, scores, or state trophies, but of the friends we made, the families we left behind, and the moments that made our high school experiences unforgettable. I know the class of 21 will succeed. We're a class of doers, of hard workers, and of strongly motivated people who will make a mark on our worlds. As we conclude the first 2 decades of our life, remember, we are in the good old days, so let's make some memories. Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to today's graduation ceremony for the Brookings High School class of 2021. Gives you a chance to check your schedule, make sure you're in the right class. I would like to introduce those seated here on stage this afternoon, including Brookings School Board members and others of note, including Dr. Deb DeBates, our School Board President, Dr. Clint Willard, Superintendent of Schools, and Dr. Shelley Jensen, Brookings High School Vice Principal. Thank you all for being here today. And two student speakers that I will introduce in a moment. But I'm going to go off script for one moment. Sorry, Kathy. And talk a little bit about a friend of mine who is moving on. Dr. Shelley Jensen has been here for almost a decade, and I have worked with her closely, often spending more times with my sister from another mother than at home with my family. And I have learned so much from her, and she has benefited our school to an amazing degree. And you students, whether you know it or not, have truly benefited from her being part of this Brookings High School team. And I wanted to thank Shelley Jensen for her service as she moves on to Arizona. There is a very lucky elementary school that's going to have her as principal, and we are going to miss you, Shelley. Also, my gift to this woman on her 30th birthday today, with a couple handfuls of experience, is I would really like to give her the largest chorus of happy birthday that she's ever had. Could we do that today? That would be really special for her. I know she really wants me to do this. She is hating this right now, hating it. So we're going to do it right. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Shelley. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for that bird walk. I appreciate it. Well worth it. Before introducing today's speakers, I would like to recognize the members of the junior class who are serving as junior marshals and ushers today. Please stand and be recognized as I say your name. The 4 junior marshals who led the processional and have ushered graduating seniors during today's ceremony are Olivia Foster, Joshua Park, KG Numata, and Ainsley Shelsta. Thank you for your service today. We have with us 5 members of the senior class who are sharing their remarks with us today. You heard Zeke Wilkins welcoming us, and Samyok Nepal provided opening remarks. Jessa Rindels will provide closing remarks later in the ceremony. We thank you all, you 3 of you, for your service to Brookings High School these past 4 years and for speaking here today. Morgan White will be speaking after the orchestra selection, coming up in a moment, and our next speaker to deliver graduation thoughts is Grant Sternhagen. Grant?
Several months ago, I was a part of the group that met and decided on the official motto for the class of 2021. As it states, cherish these nights, cherish these people. Life is a movie, but there will never be a sequel. Nicki Minaj. However, in retrospect, I feel that our class could also be represented by a different motto: tough and competent. When NASA Flight Director Gene Kranz said these words in January of 1967, NASA was reeling after its own poor planning and lack of coordination led to a fatal fire on board Apollo 1. By saying these words, Kranz laid out to NASA the exact attitude they needed if they ever wanted to get to the moon. In much the same way, our class realized, after struggling through weeks of online school at the beginning of the pandemic, that it too needed to be tough and competent if it wanted to get through this year without having to go back into online school. We had to be tough, and tough, as Kranz put it, meant that we are forever accountable for what we did and what we failed to do. The pandemic forced many new responsibilities into our already busy high school lives. For example, we had to wear masks and socially distance wherever we went. We had to work virtually when in online school or quarantine. Some of us had to teach younger siblings in online school, and a few of us may have even had to take a job to help support our families when our parents were laid off. While it wasn't always easy, every member of the class of 21 accepted these new responsibilities and managed to live with them long enough to get them to graduation. In many cases, we all didn't just live with these responsibilities, but excelled at them with enough time to spare for extracurriculars. All across the board, this has been the best year for activities at BHS in a very long time. The football team made it all the way to the championships without losing a single game. The marching band took first place at Festival of Bands for the first time ever. The Science Olympiad team set a national record for having the lowest score ever at a state event. And that was scored by golf, so lowest score is good. The hockey team won state in a shutout game against Rapid City, and the BHS student body as a whole successfully put on a first-of-its-kind virtual 5K. In all of these cases, our class has shown that it is not only responsible enough to deal with COVID and pass high school, but that it is also strong enough to succeed in activities outside of school. All of which leaves us with competent. As Kranz put it, competent means that we will never take anything for granted. So let's all admit it, none of us wanted this for a senior year, and most of us didn't even expect to have in-person school this year at all. So when we were given the opportunity to have in-person school, we didn't take any of our responsibilities for granted, as shown by the fact that we never had to shut down due to an outbreak like many of the schools in our region did. Furthermore, every one of us was given a chance to give up and let COVID ruin our senior year. But together, we persevered and made this a senior year unlike any other. So when each of you leave those doors today and begin facing new challenges in your life, never forget what you did here, because through your toughness and competence, you took control of what was going to be an out-of-control year. And through that same attitude, there is nothing you can't accomplish.
first like to start with offering a sincere thank you to the teachers, administration, parents, and anybody else who helped get the graduates of 2021 here today. Charles Dickens has described the high school experience perfectly, saying, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness." High school has truly been a life-changing experience, with ups and downs on a roller coaster ride we only hoped not to fall off of when senior year started and senioritis kicked in and was seemingly unbeatable. We made it to the end of the ride and we are ready to get off and get on the next ride life has to offer. The memories that we made in high school are unforgettable, and at this point people usually share big moments that happened in school over the last 4 years. I have no idea what they are from my school or my classmates, but I know that for me, the greatest memories in high school consisted of FFA competitions and the bus rides to and from. The animal nursery that always seemed to have more high school students than elementary students. Lunches in Johnson's room where the conversational topics are always interesting and hard and the friends are never ending. My greatest memories from the classroom come from being able to understand math enough to know that Miss Scholl can't stand on a ball but she can hold one over her head, and that a negative slope always makes a capital N, making graphing an easier task. The skills I learned in my freshman year of high school have continued to help me for the next 3 years. High school was a different experience for all of us, and what we do after will be a new adventure that only if we try will we know where our determination and our dreams will take us. The wisdom and foolishness we experienced in high school will serve us well in our next stage of life. We often hear failure is never an option, but here's the thing, failure is always an option, but it is what we do after we fail that will determine the final consequences to our decisions. If we choose to let failure be our option, not getting up or by simply not trying because you are afraid of failing, then you will never truly know what could have been. Les Brown once said, "The greatest danger for most of us is not that we will aim too high and fail, but that we will aim too low and reach our goal." What and if are two words with little impact when they are separate, but put together, the phrase "what if" is one of the most dangerous questions that can plague a person. What if I had chosen to go here instead of there? What if I had chosen to go to college here instead of there? These questions keep most people up at night, thinking about what could have been and what could be. So try everything, because change is inevitable. Do not fear failure, but be terrified of regret and the what-ifs. In the words of my mother, class of 2021, dream big, live large, and always remember who you are and where you came from.
I love hearing the music, the band, and the choir and the orchestra, but it is different when they're not here with us, live in front of us. And so that's one more thing that Grant kind of spoke about, is enduring this year, and hopefully we're near the end. But you play wonderfully. Thank you for the music you provided, BHS Class of 2021, for today's ceremony. Thank you. Dr. Willert and Dr. DeBates, I wish to certify that these students, the class of 2021, have met the requirements set forth by our Board of Education and the South Dakota Department of Education. Dr. DeBates, I recommend they be granted their diplomas.
On behalf of all the members of the Brookings School Board, I want to congratulate each and every one of you today and wish you the best for a bright and successful future. I also want to take a minute to thank each and every one of you, your parents, your family members, teachers, administrators, our school support staff, and in fact, the entire community of Brookings for the support you have shown this year during a very challenging time, as Grant discussed in his speech. We made it, and we are so proud of each and every one of you. So with that, will the class of 2021 please come forward?
A little bit of housekeeping again for the graduates. In taking attendance backstage, I recognize that there were a few classmates not in attendance, but I believe they should be recognized for their accomplishments as well, so I will be reading their names. Be patient with me and your classmates, and wait until I read your name before walking across the stage. Ezekiel Richard Wilkins. Samuel Nepal, Honor Scholar. Grant William Sternhagen. Morgan Elizabeth White. Jessa K. Rindels. Ian Inonjisha, Honor Scholar. Hamad Ali. Serena Joni Ann, Honor Scholar. Riley Ann Endera. Adam Matthew Anderson. Andrew Lawrence Anderson. Trinity Raven Andrews. Grace Anjali Aponte Rodriguez. Nolan Guy Archer. Avery Elizabeth Ash. Casey Lee Bacher. Danae Rose Baker. Kyle Ryan Bauer. Noah Ryan Bayer. Mason John Bebensey. Maggie Lou Badeau, Honor Scholar. Ashley Marie Behrens. Brittany Marie Bergen, Honor Scholar. Macy Joe Bloom. Patrick Beaver. Taylor Ann Bortnam. Jonathan David Bosworth. Kobe J. Bowser, Honor Scholar. Braden John Braskogan. Madeline Grace Brink. Liana Marie Brazino. Joshua Shane Burai. Rachel Marie Burke, Honor Scholar. Xavier Lynn Butler. Cody Jack Caraway. Noah John Carlson. Joseph Tyler Cassidy, Honor Scholar. Caden Michael Kaler. Benjamin Patrick Kleitz. Nathan Lantian Cole Dye, Honor Scholar. Sean Theron Collins. Mason Ray Cranford. Abigail Lee Shapinski. Jennifer Marie Dahl. Sierra Marie Dara. Abigail Joe Davis. Zane Gregory DeRink. Alexandra Falcon Diaz. Eric Robert Dickey. Avery Amelia Ray Dixon. Aubrey Anna Dubrow. Asher Dane Duran. Quentin Dolan Eck, Honor Scholar. Destiny May Egan. Aiden Clyde Ellis. Lydia Ann Ingebretson, Honor Scholar. Chloe Ers. Mashuel Isaac Espinoza Alfaro. Logan Nicholas Evers. Jenna Lynn Fevold. Abigail Elaine Fickbaum, Honor Scholar. Keegan Campbell Fields, Honor Scholar. Taylor Allison Forbes. Zosha Aurora Foss, Honor Scholar. Lynn Genevieve Foster. Michael Avery Freiberg. McKenna Marie Michael Garrett, Honor Scholar. Piper Ann Gilbertson. Ulpo Wichakpi Wee Goodwill. Caden Joseph Getormson. Kobe Jean High. Madeline Ruth Hallen. Hannah Marie Halverson. Henry Aaron Hamrick. Gerald Lee Haver. Francis K. Heron. Alyssa Erin Hendricks. Erica Jean Hendrickson. Samantha Jean Hensley. Jake Morris Hilmo. Skylar Jean Heinricher. Ethan Roy Hoff, Honor Scholar. Meredith Cabrini Sheehan Hogan. Nicholas Tecumseh Hogan. Mackenzie Ann Holm. Jameson Thomas Honkong. Isha Dave Huda. Michaela Jolynn Hootie. Erin Grace Hulberg, Honor Scholar. Caden Walter Ishin. Nash Michael Jacobsman. Jade Kiana Jager. Angelina Rayanne Jenin. Cody Robert Jensen. Eleanor Mae Jensen. Aiden Malachi Johnson. Ike Christian Johnson. Bo Anthony Johnston. Olivia Ann Jorgensen. Molly Jean Bai Young. Colby John Cabris. Jacob Keith Kappenman. Biddy Kasu Honor Scholar. Jackson Hadley Kelly. Prasoon Carell, Honor Scholar. Trista Lynn Keenast. Trinity Ann Kint. Michael Jean Kinval. Maxwell Nels Sheldon. Blake Thomas Knutson, Honor Scholar. Wesley Jean Herney Koenig, Honor Scholar. Evan John Kerner. Justin Jeremy Cortan. Jonathan Oscar Creasy. Jackson Dean Krogman. Janaea Christine Keel. Taylor Elizabeth Laframboise. Eric Lamb. Daniel James Langland. Cody Brian Larson. Tanner Jordan Lesage. Caden William Loiza. Nayeli Lopez. Ethan Alexander Luciano. Adonai Nat Lusimbuku. Jack Malum. Sibby Mannion, Honors Scholar. Jenna Lynn Maroney. Allison Genevieve Marshall. Dylan Taylor Marshall. Ryan Michael Mathiasen, Honors Scholar. Paige Isabella Macadera. Maggie Catherine McDermott, Honors Scholar. Joseph Craig McMacken. Brian Francisco Medrano. Riley Aaron Meyer. Avery James Miner. Allison Marie Morse. Hannah Marie Murphy, Honors Scholar. Ariana Zeta Myers. Elizabeth Genevieve Nelson. Skylar Jada Ness, Honors Scholar. Alicia Grace Nagachu. Dakota Kylie Wynn. Tom Duck Wynn. Justice Jaden Nielsen. John Thomas Nordsey. Haley Arlene Nygaard. Alice Elizabeth Olson. Anya Lynn Olson, Honors Scholar. Adam Lawrence Osborne, Honors Scholar. Harrison Cole Alphonse Patan. Caitlin Marie Peterson. Angel M. Perez. Jason Lee Poppin, Honors Scholar. Isaac Roger Ports. Isabella Ann Ports. Emma Jean Postma. Jonathan Andrew Prout. Addison May Ramlow. Gretchen Rose Ramlow, Honors Scholar. Tyler Henry Rasmussen. Brody Mark Reed. Micah Michelle Reed. Leon Bassett Reese. Thomas Roland Reynolds. Alec James Rice. Emma Beverly Rice. Carrick David Richardson, Honors Scholar. Connor Mac Rollo. Liliana Rolls. Lucas Allen Rumza. Pardon the interruption and the mistake that I just made. Lavea Rogers. Haley May Sampson, Honors Scholar. Mark Anthony Sanchez. Elizabeth Sarah Shaw. Nicholas Joseph Sheffers, Honor Scholar. Alexis Caitlin Shelsky, Honor Scholar. Alyssa K. Schmidt. Jenna Marie Schmidt. Caden Edward Schmitz. Sydney Ann Schneider, Honor Scholar. Jenna Grace Schoen. Abigail Ruth Scholl, Honor Scholar. Ashton Ray Scott, Honor Scholar. Lily Joyce Simmonsma. Emily Louise Smith. Megan Esther Smith. Julia Joanne Stahl. Carl Nicholas Steinlich, Honor Scholar. Cherish Alexandra Stern, Honor Scholar. Sierra Mae Stevens, Honor Scholar. Tessa Wanda Stoltenberg. Jackson Aaron Straw. Max Michael Struck, Honor Scholar. Seth Gabriel Swenson. Brianna Lorraine Orozco Taylor. Grant Eugene Taylor, Honor Scholar. Parker Allen Theobald. Noella Eve Thompson. Shailene Hope Thompson. Johanna Lynn Tibet, Honor Scholar. Ethan Eugene Chaden Butke. Zoe Elizabeth Tunn. Benjamin Paul Trainer. Nicole K. Tweed. Natasha Brianne Vanderbush. Tegan June Vanderwall. Gavin Reed Van Hollen. Hunter Rylan Vartness. Evan Michael Vernarski. Schaefer Lee Vestal. Rebecca Rose Visser. Abigail Dawn Walagoski. Hannah Marie Walsh. Jasmine Marie Walter. Lindsay Helene Way. Mackenzie May Weber. Colby Robert Weir. Jaden Keith Wernish. Taylor Ann Wilkins. Joseph Alexander Williams. Casey Sean Woodall. Zena Mava Young.
invite Jessa Rindels to come up and give us some closing remarks.
Hello, class of 2021. My name is Jessa Rindels, just as Mr. Von Fischer stated, and I would personally like to congratulate all of you. Not necessarily on graduating though, but instead I would like to commend your perseverance. These past 2 years have been hard. Nobody could sugarcoat that. Some of us lost so much. Family, friends, our social lives, and the list goes on. But I found that when I looked back over these past couple years, I could find more things that I was grateful for rather than things I was sad about. When our class first went into quarantine, it was a hard transition. But as I moved past the lost high school experiences and the social isolation, I found that in reality, we are lucky. We are lucky to have found new interests and hobbies. We are lucky to have found strong relationships that lasted through the quarantine, and we are lucky to be walking today. I don't know about all of you, but seeing us as a community overcome these obstacles, and not only overcome, but excel at new things in life, made me hopeful for the future. When I look back on all 4 of my years here at BHS, I don't think of the hard times then either. I think about the relationships I've made, the teachers who are doing their absolute best to make these years a little bit easier on us, and the amount of work we put in to get here. We are a strong class. We are resilient and determined, and most importantly, we are ready to take on the world. Heck, we made it through a pandemic. There really isn't much worse the world could throw at us. I'd like to share a quote with you by Maya Angelou. She said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, but people will never forget how you made them feel." I pondered over this, and I realized that no matter how distant we felt from one another, we always had each other's backs. I received countless messages from friends, family, peers, and teachers over quarantine. And though I can't necessarily remember what all of them said, I do remember how they made me feel. They made me feel less alone, and that support amazes me. We have become more connected as a class than I have ever seen before. And it is a beautiful thing that not only I, but hopefully you, will all cherish for the rest of your lives. When we walked across this stage, we began a new chapter. We have completed this chapter of our lives, and I could not be more proud to say I was a part of it. So, I'd like to leave you with this. We are strong. We are resilient. We are determined. And most importantly, we are ready to take on the world. And I am grateful to be a part of the class of 2021. Congratulations, graduates.
Great message, Jessa. We need to hear that, and it's true. It's been a great group. We're going to miss you. Now that Jessa has sat down, will the graduates please rise? Following the presentation of the class, the graduates will recess to the south side of the Swiftel Center, and maybe outside since it's beautiful out, to be congratulated by friends and family. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the great class of 2021.